So this one says, have you ever been a part of the music industry? And if so, what was the experience like?
This is Talent and the Chef. Let's vibe.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Talent and the Chef. I'm Talent.
I'm the chef.
And today we're doing a mukbang and we're going to read a chorus story about the music industry. So, you going to tell them what you got?
Yeah, I got, it's called Hip Hop Chicken. If you're from the DMV, you know what it is. Some people like it, some people don't. It is what it is. But I got, me and my husband kind of shared a meal. But I have perch and a chicken thigh and green beans, greens and mac and cheese.
Okay.
And a baby bear.
And me, I have pancakes because I am craving something sweet. So pancakes it is, and I have some water in the coffee cup. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it.
I don't know if this fish is fried all the way, but I'm gonna make a sandwich out of it.
Really?
Yeah.
You like hard fried fish?
I do.
You know what? I think I like it somewhat in the middle because I feel like when you go to places and they fry it a little too hard, then it start getting stuck in your gums and stabbing you up.
I just stab you up.
Okay.
We're gonna eat a little bit, and then we'll get into our core topic.
It's so soft.
The pancakes. Oh, Tabasco's a must, y'all. Tabasco is a must.
When you make it thick, it's dense, right? What you call it? They made it dense. It's dense? Like Marie's, yeah.
Oh, really?
This one,
Hey, y'all, I like hot sauce. Judge your mama, not me.
Okay.
I don't have no mustard, so.
You like a lot of hot sauce. Shoot.
We're gonna make a sandwich. I don't know how the sandwich is gonna be, but. Oh, y'all. It's alright. The fish ain't really got no seasoning.
I'm gonna serve queen. You saying you got no seasoning?
Not really.
Is the hot sauce open?
Oh, for what? Why you need hot sauce?
You know? Hot
y'all.
sauce on my pancake? I don't know.
Let's try, y'all. It's just so bland. Usually hip hop chicken's pretty good. I don't know what's going on today.
I really feel like they was rushing probably. Was it busy in there? Huh.
Never is.
Maybe it's hot.
It's something.
It's just Sunday.
Right.
It's been a long week.
This is God's day, so it's our day too.
You know what happened to me today again?
What?
I was craving Chick-fil-A on a Sunday.
That's always how it works.
It happened last Sunday too. We were out and he was like, what do you want to eat? And I was like, oh, I'm craving Chick-fil-A. And I'm like, oh great, it's Sunday.
So Chick-fil-A, work something out. Can you open up on Sundays like limited times?
I don't know what they got going on. I'm getting to the story time after this bite right here.
They say it's because of being a Christian company.
I get it, but I wonder why God makes me crave it on Sundays. Maybe I'm not supposed to have it.
So Monday, first thing you do is go there.
Just run. Chick-fil-A.
How's your food over there, lover? He trying to ignore me. Okay.
And it looked like he was dying to say something too. He kept turning around like... No, don't pack your lunchbox up.
I'm a petty person for a husband, y'all. Petty.
Okay. Okay, let's see. So this one says, have you ever been a part of the music industry? And if so, what was the experience like? Mm-hmm. So it's this guy who is, he said he's married to a professional musician, but he can't sing. So that's what he put in his little bio thingy. So he's like detailing stuff from the music industry. And I tried to look for stuff from like hip hop, you guys, but I think the people that aren't scared to talk are the unmelanated folks that were with rock bands and stuff. So everybody else scared, it looks like. Mm-hmm. But I will keep digging for future videos because, you know, we want to juicy stuff. So yeah. Okay, so he says, warning, you're not going to like my answer. Yes, I have, and in many capacities. So he's saying he has been a part of the music industry. What was it like? I'm still trying to figure that out. I've been on and off the road with legendary pop and rock icons for the majority of my life. I'm very cautious / reluctant to talk about the exact names, times, places, etc.
As you should.
Okay, why? Why? Because I'm not a kiss and tell person. I can easily drive the outed person into unfathomable depression from shame and humiliation. It also leaves a lot collateral. I think he meant to put a lot of. It also leaves a lot of collateral damage, ruined lives in its wake when their various support staff get sucked into the storm. I respect the privacy of others, even if they're dead. Okay, so he does appear to be like an older gentleman, so yeah, probably whoever he was working for is out of here, okay? Here's something that took me way too long to figure out. At the end of the day, people actually don't want to know how the magic trick is done. I say that all the time, you guys. Like, nobody really wants to know the magic. Just let them create it. People need heroes, someone to admire, aspire to, dream about, role models. They want to believe that Superman really can fly. And people get angry and hostile when they find out the person they admire is is actually a despicable scumbag who's nothing like they are portrayed. It makes them feel foolish, gullible, and deceived. I'm not gonna lie, with recent said events, there was someone that I really looked up to, and I was just like, what?
Did he?
Yes. Like, I'm just like, I cannot believe it. Like, I don't know who he was indicted by. Like, I used to know all that stuff because I was looking it up at one point. But I can't remember who Diddy was indicted by.
Me either. But
I always admired the fact, I love Scorpios. And yes, and my aunt's a Scorpio too, and I just love them. And I always admired the fact that, number one, he's Scorpio, and his work ethic is insane. And I pride myself on kind of keeping a heavy, hefty work ethic. Like, yeah. So to find out like that it was more than work ethic, possibly, allegedly, that was going on, I'm like, huh? And I think Cassie was the deal breaker for me, where I'm like, either she's a New York Times bestseller, or this stuff really happened. I'm sorry. So yeah, okay. I got it's foolish, gullible, and deceived. I got a lot of hate mail, and it's always because I implied that their hero doesn't exist in real life, that even their alleged private lives are not really true. Now that I've finished that disclaimer, I'm going to give you a small glimpse of what it's really like to be in the entertainment industry, from someone who has been in the inner circle of various celebrities for most of their lives and still is an ongoing basis as a musician, director, handler, vendor, and lifestyle services provider. What it's like to be in the music industry. Probably nothing at all like you would imagine. So now he's going to like break it down into levels. So he has the local level, the salad stage, which is where I'm at. This was definitely the best part of my music career. That, I'm not going to lie, that makes me want to like embrace like the more local gigs and stuff like that. So this is someone who went up, and then even also sidebar. Do you remember when we were looking at Money Long, or I told you Money Long did that interview? It was like 2 interviews ago, and I forgot who it was with, but they were like asking her to give any new artists or up and coming artists advice, and she was like, just do your music. If you like the song, shoot a video for it, and just be a regular. Like, basically, she was like, just be regular. Like, there's really no need to be mixing in the industry if you don't need to. Like, just do it at your level. And I was like, for somebody who's been fighting for years and to win a Grammy finally after eons, to say that, like, hello, like, read between the lines, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So this was, okay, local level, the salad stage. This was definitely the best part of my music career. I was a local hero in a very popular local band. We had 2 drummers, so I was on the highest riser in the center of the band. We did predominantly keyboard-based pop, and I had a big double parallel stack of keyboards, which I'd play simultaneously with my eyes closed. I loved it, made good money, slept in my own bed, had lots of free time and groupies. Musically, I was playing my ass off because it was an intimate atmosphere. I was playing the club scene where you're just a few feet away from the audience. I could feel the energy and study the faces of the audience. I was damn good, and people would surround me the second I walked off stage. Okay, that happens. That happened at Pride. I'm like, okay, all right. I get it. In my opinion, that was the end of my music career. That's when I stopped enjoying the process. Dang. Okay, so national level. The groupies in airports phase, we are going to bleep out that word. I understand that this is what you came to hear about. Spoiler warning, this is where my story thins out and becomes vague and distasteful. I bet it's vague because you can't remember anything.
Right.
Okay. Long story short, I ended up getting hired by a pop group that had one of the biggest hits in R&R history. What's R&R? Oh, rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our show was 40 minutes long. The entire rest of my life consisted of traveling, sleeping in airports, loneliness, setting in dressing rooms for ungodly amounts of time, eating like crap, feeling like crap, doing drugs and alcohol at all hours of the day, mainly just to kill the boredom. Out of respect to my wife, we're not going to say her name, he did. I'm not going to discuss the extremely decadent, sexual excesses that really do defy belief. I got bored quickly playing the same show exactly the same time every night. My performance was limited to simple parts that a first-year piano student could have played. We were playing big theaters and arenas, so the audience was a mile away, and all I could see when I looked out was the glare from the stage lights. I can't tell you how many times I've walked away from my dressing room and onto the brightly lit stage and had no idea how many people were out there until the show ended and the house lights went on. I was frequently shocked by the size of the audience. I began playing with a crap load of other pop touring bands, sometimes up to 7 different ones in one rock and roll marathon. I'd stay on stage playing behind every act. That kept me playing longer, but the parts were incredibly simple, boring, and I had to play them exactly like the record, non-negotiable. I began to hate my job. It truly was the grand illusion, as Styx says. I don't know who Styx is, but we're going to have to look that up. I was never much into mugs or alcohol, at least not on the totally effing wasted 24/7 level. Much of my roadmates were, though. So now he about to say what sucked the worst. Although I got to play with absolute legends and I was treated like a star, it was all so fake and boring to me. I remember one night during Adele's Shannon tour, Tom Petty came back to our dressing room. Tom worshipped Dale and was meeting him for the first time. Tom was at the height of his career, and I was a fan. Tom came up to me like a little kid with his eyes all wide and hugged me. He told me that I was so lucky. He asked for my autograph. Great? No. It depressed the heck out of me because if a superstar like Tom Petty thought I was lucky, something was very wrong with my perception of the world. I agree with that because I feel like, have you ever noticed like Drake like latches on to new artists? I noticed like when he really latched on to Sexy Red and was like, and then I feel like Nicki had her time too with
Wayne.
not Wayne, Ice Spice. Like,
oh yeah, that's right.
The up and coming, and it makes me wonder the same thing too. Where I'm like, they got to be bored up there. Where they just like, not saying they aren't great artists, but they got to be bored up there. Where they just latching on to, you know.
I agree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I got to play, tour, record with most of the biggest names in rock and roll history. So what could possibly suck about that? Picture this. As a child, I had a poster of one of my favorite pop stars on my bedroom wall. I played his records until the grooves wore off. He was always surrounded by beautiful women and drinking champagne in a fur coat. Sounds like Bruno Mars. It's like, no. My God, I worship this particular artist. He was why I wanted to be a rock star. 8 years later, by some bizarre miracle, I'm flying to Canada to play a big concert with him. I get to the arena and go to the dressing room, which was actually a sports team locker room. I excitedly look all around the room for him and promise myself that I'd not make a stuttering fool of myself. Then I saw him back in the shadows of the locker room with a needle sticking out of his arm. Jesus what? Christ. And an underage...
Underage what?
An underage...
Wow.
Giving him...
Fellatio.
Yeah, okay, fillet. All right. It was no secret, and no one else in the room seemed to care. That's crazy.
That's the industry is crazy.
Yes. It's almost done. This I get toward the end. He has like little parts, and then that's it right here. Okay. Whoa. Could you imagine, like, I don't know, like your favorite? You like mostly R&B people.
Yeah. But walking into them with that, and
even the ladies, like,
and nobody in the room is saying anything. What?
I would go home and be like, "Christen me."
That gotta be mind-boggling, like.
That would throw me off so bad, like if I saw my fave.
Even though we know it goes on a lot.
Yeah.
To actually see it?
To see it, yeah. It would change me. I'd just be like, I'm just going to make my music and go home.
Yeah.
I just want to be with my fans. That's it. Like, I wouldn't want to be with nobody else but my team and my fans. Wow. Okay.
Now I want to know who it is.
Me too. I'm like...
You know I'm nosy.
That was my personal rock and roll 911. Over the years, I got to see my rock and roll heroes in the most unflattering, decadent, and embarrassing situations, and I lost all respect for them. Mm-hmm. I eventually quit touring, got married, started a record label, and opened a commercial recording studio. Became a studio musician and a producer. It sucked and made me take a break from music and become a contractor in the luxury home industry. That's another long story for another day. Years later, I became a born-again Christian. I knew it. After I would have saw that, then I would have like, christen me now. So he became a born-again Christian and re-entered showbiz, but as a professional contemporary praise and worship leader. That's another long story for another time. But suffice it to say, it wasn't much better than the rock and roll business. Wow. Like, I know things go on, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If you know me, then you know me, oh well. But in every church that I went to, everybody that was holy was doing the things with each other and multiples of each other. They be the one. Yeah, and I remember being so shocked as a teenager, and it just was what it was. So I believe him. But as a professional, so he said it wasn't much better than the rock and roll business. I still believe in God, but I can assure you that the church business is just another freaking huge racket. Bottom line, be careful when you choose your idols, because you have absolutely no idea what is behind the curtain at the end of the yellow brick road. It's nothing at all like you think. Sorry to be such a bummer. Dang. What? Okay.
That's a lot.
In your industry, like, say if you got to the top of the top, like, because you know there's like the heavy hitters in like the mukbang and food world and like chefs. If you got to the top and met your favorite idol and you found out like something like this, how do you think it would change you?
Ooh. I don't know. I feel like it would be very disheartening. I mean, knowing that things happen in general, but when you have an idol or someone you look up to, it's like you expect them to be ethical.
Yeah, like stand up to what it is they either say they do. And then I'm not gonna lie, certain things I'm like, as I see each of them fall for weird stuff that they do, I start thinking to myself where I'm like, actually, they never said they were good people. I just assumed they were.
Exactly.
Because they were smiling.
And their work is great.
Yes, yeah.
That don't mean nothing. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of a-hole celebrities out there.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but to actually know that your idol or person that you like is doing those things, it's like...
Yeah, I'm like, I could take them being like a B word. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Like,
right, but to be that he was actually doing drugs, having a kid do his accent. That's crazy.
Didn't it make me wonder? I'm like, were you so high out of your mind you didn't even realize what was what? Because I've never delved into like, you know what I mean, hard, whatever. But I remember simply being off the alcohol at clubs when I was younger, and I would get a dude's number, and I would remember them looking one way, and then the next day when they send that selfie, baby, no, it was nothing like. Yeah. So I'm like wondering how high are they that, you know?
But the other thing is, who's providing that child?
Oh, that's true.
If they so gone from the mugs, yes, they're not getting the child. Who's getting this child?
Yes.
Adolescent. It's crazy. It's sad. Sad and crazy.
Anyway, that's our mukbang story of the day.
What do y'all think? What do y'all think about
the music industry?
The music industry. We always knew that, you know, the church industry wasn't even much better.
Oh, yeah.
That was given. But it's sad. Nothing is like ethicality. Is that the word? It's like, does it exist anymore?
I'm wondering.
Especially in major businesses, because it's like, in order to get a certain level, you got to do these
like you got to play a certain game.
Like,
and I feel like the only ones that make it out okay are ones that are into that stuff to begin with. Like,
for sure.
So they're just like, oh, that ain't no thing. I was doing that on weekends, you know. Yeah. So they just make it to the top, and then I don't know. There's others that like you could tell they just ain't playing ball. Like they're just not.
Yeah, for sure. But those are the ones that are not doing great nowadays. Yeah,
I agree, because they're just, they play by the book.
They're in their own world, they're in their own lane.
Yeah, or they get, their normal clout gets them to the top, and then after a while they kind of like fall off because the industry won't support them because they're not playing ball.
They're not playing their game.
But anyway, that went crazier than I was gonna go. I surface level read it when I looked it up, and then when I was reading, I'm like, oh, he was right. The dude in the story, he like, yeah, brace yourself. Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But yeah, all right, you guys.
Also, let us know in the comments below any kind of story you may have. Pass it along to us. We love them. They'd be part of our story time.
Yes.
Story time mukbang. We'll figure out a name for it later.
Yeah.
But we love you guys as always.
Yes, as always.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for having the conversation with us.
Yes.
You know, we're Talent and the Chef.
Let's vibe out.